I'm Bob Barrett. I've been with the Detroit Oakland Serra Club now for 29 years. Great time, a great experience with the Lord. And I want to thank, as I would talk today, I want to thank my friend Mara Leite, Vice President of Vocations for Serra, and also Mike Downey, who's the president of Serra, two splendid individuals. And they've asked me to talk today about the Galilee program, and also I may touch a little bit about starting a vocation committee in a parish. Okay, to start off on the Galilee program, first of all, let me say, as we talk about vocations, that the Lord does the calling, and of course the family is so important, as well as the church, and we are the church. We can do an awful lot to develop a culture of vocations in the church and make it comfortable and encourage the young people to follow our Lord in a vocation manner. Of course, it's interesting. I had an experience recently with the Knights of Columbus. I'm a knight, and we were at a discussion on the Lord calls 75% of the people, but few people answer, and maybe it's for lack of encouragement. So it'd be up to us in the parishes to encourage, to kind of try to stimulate that flower as it blossoms. So we have different programs. So we have the Serra Spark program, which is just a wonderful program. I think there's 32 Serra Spark programs now, and they're all very important, each in their own way. But our big thing, especially here in Detroit, is the lack of priests. We've got to get out and we've got to promote and try to obtain more people for the priesthood and religious life. Nuns are wonderful, as well as brothers. So our big thing here in Detroit, and in fact this year we don't even have an ordination, which is embarrassing for everybody, but next year doesn't look that well. So we're going to go all out here in Detroit, the Diocese of Detroit. There's 1,300,000 Catholics, to promote vocations of the priesthood and religious life. This is the year, in fact, we just kicked it off Pentecost, the year of the vocation of the priest. We say prayers now after every Mass on Sunday for the vocation. We need more priests. No ordinations this year is not good. As you look back on the history, the Catholic population has grown since 1965 by 50%, but the amount of priests have gone down by 20%. Not good. We've got to get more priests, and it's up to us, and we're going to take on the challenge of the Serra Club of Detroit, and we're going to do everything we can to get more priests. So my way of getting into the parishes is the Galilee program. The Galilee program the name came from a fellow member of the Serra Club here in Detroit. Great name. I can't take credit for it. He did a good job. But the Galilee program is where we take two people, lots of in our parish. I mean, in our club, it's been husband and wife sometimes, and we go out and we call on parishes. 2 by 2. The Lord sent the apostles out from Galilee, and 2 by 2 they convert the world, and that's what we're going to try to do, 2 by 2, to do a good job for the Lord here in Detroit. Our big thing is to talk to the pastor. And also we have to have, and we do have, I'm the former vocation vice president, as well as I'm the former governor of 10 years with Serra here in Lower Michigan. But we have to get more priests from the standpoint of just from the standpoint of we need priests. So what we do is we give business cards out to the people, 2 by 2, and name, and we put on the card missionaries. That's what they are. They're missionaries, just like St. Serra, our patron saint, was a missionary. We're missionaries. We're going to go out and we're going to call on parishes. We've got to get into parishes to show the Serra Spark programs to stimulate vocations. It's so important for us to get into the parishes. So here we go. We're calling on. I give 3 parishes in 3 months to the people involved to see those 3 parishes. And we try to get a lot of history before we go into the parish, as far as about the parish and about the pastor. But we call on, and I might say here in Detroit, we're doing this 200 parishes. It's going to be quite a job, but seem like we're doing a pretty good job so far. But anyway, 2 by 2, business cards, missionary on the card. We talk to the pastor and only the pastor. We don't come back. We're not going to talk to somebody that's going to say, well, fine, I'll pass on the information to the pastor. It doesn't work. I'm a salesman of 56 years in the insurance business, and you've got to see the person you're going to sell, eyeball to eyeball contact, no matter if it takes 2 or 3 months to see the pastor. We're so busy. We're still going to see the pastor. And as we see the pastor, we're going to have, and I'm going to show you something now that's very close to my heart, is my missionary kit. This has got 58 pages, and this mirrors the Serra Spark program. Everything I won't say all 30 of them, but quite most of them are in this kit. And we have the kit with our group of 2. And as questions come up, a lot of answers are in the kit. But and I can attest to this, as of last week, as of 2 weeks ago, I'm out talking to parishes right now. The priest normally lets us talk. So we talk, and I'm kind of prepared for that. The things we talk about, just to kind of break the ice a little bit, would be the Newman connection. All pastors and all parishes ought to give us the names of the graduating seniors, and we try to get them into the Catholic ministry at the college of their choice. And they were responsible by the bishops. I might say here in Michigan, I've been doing this 20 years now, the Newman Connection, and we were getting 44 of the high schools, all the high schools in Michigan. And why do we get all the high schools in Michigan? All the bishops I've contacted over the years, they all want it. So if the bishop wants it, the high schools will do it. So the high schools are very good with their attention to this matter. But we want to get the public school kids. Every child matters. So we have to get the public school kids through the pastor, through the parishes. If we go to the public schools, they're not going to give you the names of the people who are Catholic. They don't pay any attention to that type of a situation. So our only means would be the pastors, and We tell the pastors this. We need the names of the graduating seniors this year, and we'll get into and all I want them is the name of the student and the college they're going to, and we get them in the Catholic ministry at the college of their choice. If we don't get them in the Catholic ministry, how many keep the faith after 4 years in college? 15%. Terrible. We've got to get the kids in the Catholic ministry, and Catholic ministry will take that number, that percentage up to 30%. So we got a better chance with them. But Catholic ministry is very important on the college campuses. And I might say the college campuses are rough these days. And I attended a meeting here last week on the Serra meets with Matt Serrans of College Connection, and Matt was saying that the average Catholic minister lasts 18 months on the job. A lot of pressure from, you might say, the evil one. They don't want the Catholic faith. They don't want anything to do with priests. And so we got a job ahead of us, and we can do it. The other program I talked to, just to kind of break the ice with the pastor, would be the 4 Sundays of the year, Vocation Sundays. We do a Priesthood Sunday, National Vocation Awareness Sunday. We do the 4 of them. And we do that with a lot of help from Vianney Publishing, and here's one of their catalogs. Sam Alzheimer's is a good friend of mine, and he's very helpful there. But we have materials we can give to the parishes. They like that, our Vocation Sundays. There's 4 a year, and we can certainly get the materials to them through Vianney Vocation Publishing Company. So those are the 2 items that would kind of break the ice. It kind of, it's no big commitment on the pastor's part, but we have conversations started. But now we're going to move to an important area, a very important area, is we're going to try, I want that culture of vocations in this parish. How do I get the culture of vocations? I get it by starting a vocation committee in the parish. Vocation committee, just like an example would be like a log. The pastor may say, Bob, I have a person here that's interested in doing the vocation work. That's good, and that's wonderful, but it's like a log, and it's on fire. But that log's going to burn out after a while. What we need is 6, 8 logs, start a bonfire, and that's how a vocation committee comes together. We usually meet 5 to 6 times a year, and we set the pattern every year into that parish as far as what to do with vocations, how to promote vocations, and our 3 predominant programs is Serra is sponsoring, and I thank Mike Downey for that, would be the 31 Club. The 31 Club, we put it on a cardboard thing, so it's easy to show it to the pastor, easy to put it on an easel, and easy to put a clip pen up here, a grease pencil, that write your name in and go an extra mass a month for our vocations. That's very easy to do. We get to put it in the vestibule of the church. Some larger parishes do it at every door. But it's telling the world that we are interested in vocations. So the 31 Club is a great way to break the ice in a parish. We can also do a rosary a month or a rosary a week type program. I haven't seen that come out of Serra yet, but this chart here, I put this on cardboard myself. I might suggest it's $20 at a printer. I got a good printer, and we get so it's easy for the pastor to put it on an easel and put it in the back of church. And a little article in the church paper saying you're not going to join a club, there's no dues, there's no nothing, except you got to go an extra mass a month for our vocations. Our second program that we advocate with the pastor, hopefully in the first interview, would be a holy hour. Let's have a holy hour, and let's give out prayer cards and a card table and the chairs in the back, the vestibule. As they come out of church, we can show them, give them a holy card, get their names, and that's important to have their names, and they're interested in vocations. And we try to have 2 or 3 holy hours a year in the parish. But those 2 are not difficult to start. Holy hours are common. We have our holy hour every Friday in my parish, and it's pretty popular. It's great the way the people are showing up. So we have the 31 Club to start the action going. I give them a thing like this on cardboard, and then put it on an easel. A little article in the church paper. The priest pastor might make a few comments about it from the pulpit, and then of course we have a holy hours, and we get the card table and we pass out some holy cards, and we then get their names and their thoughts about vocations. The reason why I want those thoughts, the reason why I want those names, the reason why I want names on this calendar is they are potential vocation members. I need 6 to 8 people to start a vocation committee in a parish. I've tried 15. Oh, I tried. But too many discussions, too many, let's use the word argument, but let's use the word argument. We're not going to do that, and this will turn this, so you get a couple of turnoff people, and that's not good. So we get 6 to 8 people that got our thinking similar, and we can move very nicely each year on vocation matters in that parish. Now, the next one is my key, the one that I love, the traveling chalice. We give him, if he wants it, a traveling chalice. We put it, it comes in the canister. And we also give him a journal that he can put in the canister on what that family will take that chalice home for a week. And during that week, they'll pray for vocations and talk vocations. Probably the only time the family, the child will talk vocations, the priesthood, nuns, but it's an important week. In some families, it's highly important. This was the time the son or daughter said, "Dad, I've been thinking," or "Mom, I've been thinking." Well, that's good. And we notice even their thinking gets stronger when they ask to take the chalice home for another week later on in the year type thing. But the traveling chalice gets the conversation started. How often do you sit down with your child and talk about a priesthood or a Catholic vocation? Perhaps not too often. We've got to get conversations started. We've got to get people interested, young people interested in becoming priests, nuns, brothers. But the traveling chalice, like we have one, do a little bragging now, but my parish, we've got 1,200 families. It's a nice parish. I've been there 50 years. And we have now, in the church paper last Sunday, 5 discerning for the priesthood and 1 lady for the nuns. Wonderful. That's because we have an atmosphere, I got the 31 Club coming here. I got the Holy Hour over here. I've got a different program started. We just put a banner up in the back of church, Pray for Vocations. That banner, I might suggest, came out of Vianney Publishing. It cost $175, but it's one of those things you slide up and the big banister is like a flag. And the pastor loves it. Pray for Vocations. And by the way, anybody across the country from Serra wants to get those banners, or they can get them quite nicely through Vianney Publishing Company. Sam and I are just acquainted, that's all. I might say, you might jump and say that chalice is terrific, and it is terrific. How did I get it? I don't know. Oh, I know. I did some shopping around. Went to the Catholic stores here in Detroit, and I also went to Amazon. And Amazon, boy, they got some prices. This whole thing, and the canister, and everything is $150. But rest assured, if I give that chalice to that pastor, and a lot of them will say we want to do the traveling chalice, but all the chalices we have are blessed and we can't use the traveling chalice. Some have said we have a couple of the chalices from the knights. That's okay, we can use those. But I'm trying to, this is a very precious year for us. I'm calling them out as far as I'm going to have a chalice for you, and it's free. Let's start this program. Let's start the 31 program. It's free. Let's start the Holy Hour. It's free. But those 3 programs will, if the priest is serious, the pastor, things can really materialize. So to move on towards the vocation committee, I won't linger too much more other than say there's 68 people would be the normal. Always keep minutes of the vocation committee, and also give those minutes to the principal of the school, and of course to the pastor. Anyway, those are my thoughts about the Galilee program, and my thoughts about the 3 programs that will be easy to start: Holy Hour, the Traveling Chalice, and the 31 Club. Easy to start at a parish. You gotta get something started. We need, but when you have vocation activity in a parish, the next step, and don't be shy, is we've got to get a vocation committee. Vocation committees are dynamite. If somebody says, you have a culture of vocations in your parish? Yes, we do, because we got a vocation committee. And what they're doing out of Chicago with Dr. Ann wrote, and the people is going out and talking to different vocation committee people and trying to get activities in the vocation committees is dynamite. That's all good stuff. Again, my kit mirrors the Serra Spark program. That's on the website. I also will give, besides my missionary kit, I will give a story of Serra. No more do I want questions. Are you the people that hug the trees? The Serra, no, not the people that hug the trees. We're moving to Serra, St. Serra, and start all those missions in California. But I'm available for any kind of questions across the country. If people want to get my kit, I can send that to you. But we also, I have a question with Mara and my friend Downing, if we could maybe get the Chicago to just give it to you in the computer. And you take out what you want to take out. Anyway, I want to thank you for the day. I want to thank you for the time to talk today. And I'm looking at right across from me right now is my granddaughter. She's just a snow. Oh, bless her heart. I get a chill thinking about her. and she's Anna, and she's going to University of Indiana this year, and she's going to be great. And she was a great soccer player too, although they lost the state championship last Saturday after winning 4 in a row. But anyway, I want to thank Anna for being here and everybody for listening to me. And God love you, and contact me if you wish to. Thank you. Bob Barrett.